Everyone, hi, it's Drake. It's the Watchmen.
And Riley's here too.
Oh, you're listening to 91.7 The Edge WSUW Whitewater.
That's right. Welcome to another interesting week.
Very interesting.
Not as interesting as the previous one, but also very interesting.
So there's so much interest.
Post Oscars, we're in a new world now.
So many things are interesting.
Except not at all. Nothing's changed.
So what did you watch anything?
Well, I finished watching the second season of Narcos Mexico, which personally I think is better than the base Narcos show. You know, about Pablo
so you didn't
Escobar.
like anything?
Huh?
So you didn't like anything? So you didn't watch anything interesting? Is that what you're saying?
What are you saying?
Got
It is
him.
interesting. That's a got him?
Yes.
Huh? You okay?
No.
But yeah, I saw that. I really liked its second season. I just like the characters a lot more, and its pacing is a little different. But Drake?
Yeah. What's up?
What did you see, Drake? Come on, share.
I watched the feature film Come to Daddy,
How's that?
starring Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah. Good old Elijah.
It was very good.
I like that he supports a lot of those smaller.
I
weird
wish I
kind of
could have
horror
watched
movies.
it with you, but
Me too.
sometimes life pans out the way that not everything's possible.
I'll give it a viewing sometime soon.
I hope so.
But another thing I saw actually. Wait, sorry. Explain to people what it is.
So, basically, Elijah Wood gets a letter from his father, who they have been estranged. They had been estranged for a lot, basically for like 30 years.
Yeah.
So he gets a letter from his dad and says to come meet up with them. So he goes and he meets up with them, and everything is not as it seems, as the Wizard of Waverly Place theme song once said. But that's basically, without spoiling anything, that's the gist of what happened.
Interesting. Do you like it though?
Yes, very much so. I like those kind of films. I like
too.
that kind of film is one of my favorites. So, yes, very much.
Thank you for sharing.
You're so welcome.
Another thing I watched, I had started it a while ago, but I never actually finished it. Well, there's two things. One thing I'll mention with you that I know you wanted me to watch.
Yeah.
First thing I'll mention the thing that I just watched on my own. So I watched The Sisters Brothers, which
I did not like it very much.
Oh, you watched it all the way through?
Yes.
I kind of liked it. It was okay. I wasn't a huge fan. I only gave it like a 6 out of 10. I'll be honest with you. I really didn't like the plot very much.
I didn't like the plot, and
I didn't like Jake Gyllenhaal in it very much.
I didn't like.
But it was okay. I kind of like the duo-ish between John C. Reilly and Joaquin. I thought it was fairly. It was watchable. You know,
It was kind of boring.
I'm gonna flip it maybe to like a 5 or something.
I was kind of bored. I was just sitting there. Okay.
I guess so. I thought it was watchable, which isn't really much to say about anything. So I'm going to switch that to a 5 instead. I'm so sorry. I got you wrong. I wronged you, Drake, is what I feel like.
That's
After
okay.
I thought about it for about 2 more seconds. Another thing I watched, which you had been mentioning, I watched 13th, which is about all about sort of an in-depth look at the prison system in the United States. And it reveals
fantastic documentary.
Yeah, and it kind of reveals the country's like long history of racial inequality when it comes to like its prisoners.
Yeah.
And here's a crazy statistic I found from it that they talked about. Out of all prisoners that are incarcerated across the entire world, the United States has 25% of all of them. Think about that for a second. We don't have the largest population at all in the world. Drake, think about this. Isn't that ridiculous? We have 25% of all incarcerated prisoners in the entire world. We have 25% of them. Huh?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
The thing that was a little shocking to me was how those like politicians weren't trying to hide their blatant racism at all. Remember, like when they had the
especially the
audio,
further back you go,
they had the audio of them talking about. They were like, "Oh yeah, well of course it's to like lock up black people, and of course it's like."
Oh, you mean like in secret, kind of like the behind the scenes?
People were recording it, like just how they're just so open.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's a Netflix original documentary. I think it's worth your time. It's only about an hour and 40 minutes, but well worth a little bit of viewing.
I agree.
Definitely interesting. Why am I talking? I'll mention this really quick too. It was quite blah. I liked some aspects of it. Visually, it was quite interesting, but it's really blah. And it's only about... Hold on, let me look at it. It's only about... I'm trying to figure... Come on. Load, please. It's only about 4 episodes long. It's a miniseries on HBO. It's called Catherine the Great, about, obviously, Catherine the Great. And I'll lose my train of thought there for a second. Essentially, it's played by Helen Mirren, and she is probably one of the more famous Russian historical figures throughout its history. It's really... I liked the first 2 episodes, and then it just dragged on and on and on. It's kind of... It's I don't know what I'm talking about. I really want to talk about this much more.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Before we get into the meat of things...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. One more thing I want to mention. Let's see how long I can hold this pause.
What did you want to mention?
Anyways, did you see the Jesus Rolls? Do you know what that's
No
from?
idea what that means.
Oh, you don't like this movie because you're insane.
the spin-off of
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
I don't have any interest in it.
watched the trailer and I thought it looked horrible.
I agree. I have no interest. I don't know why it's happening, but whatever. I do like that actor though from The Big Lebowski.
We got a question.
What is this question from someone who likes our show?
Yeah. Was there anything
what
that we disliked about the film Parasite?
Was there anything we disliked?
Yeah. I'm really trying to rack my brain, and I can't really think of anything that I like that
I've
watched.
I've heard a common complaint, but it doesn't bother me. I'll say that. Well, no, that's a stupid reason. That's not a legit reason. I mean, I guess that could be a complaint with any foreign language movie when you're watching it. Is that it kind of sometimes it distracts you from those visuals, and it's definitely can be distracting. Man, what's wrong with me? I'm losing my train of thought.
What is a common complaint about?
That I've seen it amongst people who I don't think understand it as much. But maybe it's just a little personal thing that they're not a big fan of how jarring it kind of changes things. But I like that. I like its in terms of like its tone because they like sort of the comedic vibe that it has without spoiling anything. And how it kind of flips things, you know what I mean? They're not a big fan of its flip like that, but I can totally understand that.
People didn't like.
They didn't like that.
That's a weird complaint.
I know. They're like, oh, I really like this. It's funny, humorous atmosphere in the beginning, and now that things are. That it switched like this. So I don't know if it really was drastically. It definitely built up, but it was, I guess one specific reveal is pretty. I don't know. There's not much more to say, but
not much that comes to mind that I disliked at all. I don't think anything that I can complain about.
I guess, like I said, it's the same thing that, like I said before, is like that would happen with every time you're watching a foreign language movie. Is that sometimes you can be distracted from the visuals and reading subtitles, but I would say that's a minor thing that you might be slightly losing.
I've gotten so used
from its viewings
to subtitles that it doesn't really. It's just part of the movie.
No, sure, yeah, I know, but I can understand how you could lose sometimes. It's very minor. It is very minor.
Yeah.
Man, what did I not like? It's so difficult. I really can't think of anything that stands out. How about you? Have you not thought of anything?
Not much
disliked
that I disliked about it at all.
I like the characters a lot. I don't know. Nothing. Honestly, you know what? Nothing's really coming to mind.
Yeah.
which is a great thing for the movie. Unless I'm just totally spacing and just not thinking of anything. Which I doubt it, because I don't space, Drake. I don't space out. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Thank you. Drake?
Yeah.
We had an interesting topic idea that we came up with for today. So Drake and I wanted to take a look at some actors that we like, obviously, but actors we feel like would be not just from having more roles, but perhaps more leading roles, or even some of the bigger movies you could see. Some of them are in some of these bigger movies, especially one actor I'll talk about later is going to be up and coming in a few things, but I feel like he's worth mentioning for me. Obviously, these are probably some of our favorites overall, but I feel like I chose a pretty decent amount of them that I feel some people might not know. I'm sure they would recognize them from some of the more smaller supporting roles. But so Drake, let's hear the first person you have, the first actor you have.
So my list is some of these guys have been in big movies, and I'd say that all of these, maybe a couple exceptions, are big actors, but they're people that you don't really see all that much. Like, I wish that I would see them pop up more often than they are. The first being Paul Dano.
I don't know, Drake. He does pop up a lot of the time.
No, he doesn't. If you're saying that about Paul Dano, then you're going to say that about every single one of my...
So Paul Dano is in There Will Be Blood. He plays a pretty heavy role in that movie.
Okay.
Which you haven't seen, which I still feel like you and I need to desperately watch together. That's a great Paul Dano movie.
He's in like one movie a year.
Oh, it's his choice.
So it being his choice means that I wish that he wasn't... That means I can't wish that he...
I would agree. I would say, yeah, people probably don't know him very well at all.
Well, my list isn't like unknown actors. It's
people
that
I
wish that I saw more often.
Yes, same. I was just saying, like, it's probably right that he's not recognized as much, and I agree with you.
Thank you.
But
then why did you disagree?
In the Batman movie? I don't know, Drake. Let's move on.
Like, he only has 2 upcoming movies. One's Batman, and one's one where he's rumored. Like, he is only in 2 things. Yeah. The Batman's not even until 2021.
You know, while we're on this topic really quick, when you mentioned the Batman, did you watch the... it wasn't a whole lot to watch.
Like 50 seconds of him standing there.
I'm saying, but you got a little bit of view of the suit.
Yeah. I mean, it...
Don't make fun of the promotional thing. That's its purpose.
I'm not... Well, it's a screen... It's a screen test. That's
it's a promotional thing. That's its
screen
purpose.
Test.
It's a marketing ploy. That's its purse. That's purse. Huh? That's its purpose. It's called a screen test, but its purpose is a promotional tool. That's what it is.
Well, they didn't really give you much to promote. Him standing there in a red light.
Do you not know how this works a lot of time with movies like this?
Yeah, I'm sure comic book fans
by releasing small little things like
going
this,
frame by
people
frame,
will talk about this.
At the stitching of his suit.
They're not looking at that. It's not about
all I'm
how
saying
long
is that it's not. I mean, it wasn't It wasn't earth shattering.
Of course not.
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying it can have an earth-shattering effect in the end, because what does that do? Spread the word of mouth and people talk about it, and it can be interesting like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad about it. I mean, I liked seeing I liked seeing. I mean, I liked what I saw, but it wasn't like there's not much that I can analyze, really.
Yeah.
It's just some red light and him standing there.
Why don't you keep going for a second? I'm getting an interesting call here. Let me see if they're... No? Hello?
Anyways, who's on your list?
Never mind. It went out. Sorry about that. What? What'd you say?
I said, give me an actor. Who's
Here we go. So, I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure of how you pronounce his name, although it probably is just how it sounds. So his name's Scoot McNairy.
Who?
Look him up. Look him up right now.
Will I recognize
It's
him?
either Scott, because it's Scoot. You should recognize him. He may not be in a lot of things you've seen, but I'm sure you'll recognize him. So he was briefly in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He played one of the guys on the set of
Yeah, my list is going to be very different from yours.
DiCaprio's movie.
No idea who this guy is.
Okay, I'll explain. I like him a lot. He has a great personality. Not like he kind of plays like an I don't care kind of personality, but he's very, I don't know, I feel like he's very compelling. He's in this movie called Monsters that was directed by the guy who had directed Gareth Edwards. There we go. The guy who directed Godzilla, which wasn't very good, and then he directed Rogue One, which was okay. Anyways, so the movie was about like a group of about two people. He's the main guy. He's a photographer who works for this company who has to take his boss's daughter through Mexico. But essentially what's going on is there was these alien monsters and animals that landed from asteroids in this area in Mexico, and essentially become kind of a war zone where these animals and alien monsters are sort of killing people and have sort of taken over this large chunk of land, and it's kind of turned into like not like a DMZ, but definitely a war zone almost, where people constantly are clearing out. So it's about him it's definitely an indie movie, but it's pretty interesting of how they kind of go on this journey. Anyways, I really like this guy in it, and he was also in Narcos Mexico. That's kind of what made me think of him specifically. He was also in Argo a little bit, but he wasn't a huge role in that. I don't know. I like him. He's pretty interesting. And I wish he was in more stuff. Did you look him up? You saw his face, right?
Yeah, he's been in a lot that I've seen, but I didn't recognize him at all.
Sure. Okay, who else you got?
Tim Roth.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? You don't like him?
Of course I do.
I love Tim Roth, and I feel like he only pops up once in a blue
lot of stuff,
moon.
Though.
Not recently. What have you seen recently that he's in?
I don't know if this warrants him being... Dude, he's in the movie Rob Roy. He's the villain in that movie.
Don't know what that is. Never
so you're just saying recently.
Life.
You want him to resurge again, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what
I'm
you're saying.
The whole thing is actors that
I feel
want
like
to see more often.
I guess so.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
I know, but I feel like because I feel like he's already had his...
You mentioned Rob Roy from 1995.
He's in Hateful Eight. He's one of the main Hateful Eights. He's also in Pulp Fiction, obviously. Remember, he's Pumpkin in The Diner. He's in the awful Planet of the Apes movie. He plays...
Pulp Fiction, a movie from the 90s. Rob Roy, a movie from the 90s.
Oh, he's in...
The Hateful
Incredible
Eight, a movie
Hulk.
from
He plays the villain in that.
2015.
Incredible Hulk.
What's the last movie that you saw him in?
He's in Hardcore Henry.
The last movie that we saw him in is The Hateful Eight.
Oh my God.
He was credited for something in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but...
I guess so.
That's the whole thing. The whole thing is actors you wish you saw more.
I don't know why I seem to disagree with you in the
Every
beginning.
Because
I agree with
you.
But I do agree with you. So what's happening here?
I don't know.
I agree.
You
Tim
just
Roth.
have gripes with every single thing that I
like griping with you. You're
reason.
fun to gripe with. You know, in the end, I do agree. So there we go. Thoughts? Any more thoughts on good old Tim Roth?
No.
Thank you. Drake, can I go my next boy?
Go for it.
All right, so he is from Game of Thrones. The show had a poor ending, but he's probably my favorite character from the entire show. So Aidan Gillen, he plays...
Is that the guy Littlefinger?
He plays Littlefinger, yep.
God, I'm so smart. Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, so smart. Oh, yeah, of what you've seen of the show, yes. He's pretty good.
But he's in The Dark Knight.
He's Dark Knight Rises in a very,
Bohemian
very
Rhapsody.
tiny role.
He's in Game of Thrones. He's been in a lot of things. Sorry, I was just being you.
I'm not going to say any more. Thanks, Drake.
I like him. I agree. It was a joke.
I feel like he can be weird, and he's pretty... I kind of have some interest in the show Project Blue Book, which is kind of about it's on History Channel. It's kind of about this organization or like this group of agents that... I can't remember. I don't know if it's them where they're investigating UFO sightings or if they're kind of trying to control them and hide them, because it's based on some guy's book. Is it a book or something? Oh boy, I'm totally lost with this. What else? Who else did you have there, Drake?
Olivia Cook.
Give me 2 seconds.
You'll know.
Hold on before you continue. La 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 la
She
la
is.
la 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 la. Olivia Cook. Olivia Cook. Olivia, here we go. Oh, yeah.
I like her a lot.
Sorry, that was me frolicking along.
Thoroughbreds, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Two
Yeah.
great flicks, and she's really not... When she pops up, I say, you know what? I'm glad that she's in this film, because I think she's a good actress.
Well said.
Thank you. Do you agree with that one?
Yeah,
Thank
I liked
you.
her in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Thank you so much.
If I could have her on my list too, I would.
Thank you so much.
I guess she is on my list now. How about that?
Thank you. Perfect.
Okay, Drake. My next person, you probably don't know this guy either, but you know a brief... I don't know if you actually saw the show. Anyways, his name is James Purefoy. Look him up
James
so you get a reference. Purefoy.
Purefoy.
See him?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I kind of recognize
So,
him.
did you watch the show Sex Education?
Yes.
Or at least, did you watch the second season?
No.
God, you take forever to watch another season of something. Anyways, side topic there. Apologize.
Very interesting.
So he plays
side
the
topic.
father of him in that. That's not really the reason why I'm referencing this. Okay, so he is in Rome, and he's super cool in Rome. He plays Mark Antony, who's a pretty heavily what? A very important character in the history of Rome and during Caesar's rise to power, where he's essentially Caesar's right-hand military man for his that commands his legions and stuff, besides Caesar himself. And he plays a very sort of like sarcastic guy who's kind of full of himself, but he's pretty witty. Imagine like a more... No, it's not really a good comparison. Never mind. Anyways, but he plays a super interesting character in that. He's also in a movie that's not very good, and I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. It's a movie you'll never watch. Give me 2 seconds. Where is it? Come on. Oh, remember Ironclad? He's in that, too.
Yeah.
That movie's okay. That was an okay movie. I think my mind is broken, Drake.
Are you okay?
I think I'm having a seizure over here. Let's see. I'm trying
If
to
it's a
find
bad
another
movie,
thing.
why even mention it?
Oh, yeah. He's also in Altered Carbon. He plays Lawrence Bancroft. That's another show I've been desperately waiting for their next season. God, Netflix can take forever sometimes. What the heck, man? Remember Mindhunter? It took 2 years. Yeah. Hurry up, man. I want to watch it. I mean, I guess it's because they're producing a ridiculous number of shows. I just think they need to consolidate all the shows that I like. That's what I think. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Thank you. Who you got?
You know who's next on my list?
Let's hear it.
Josh Hamilton.
Okay.
Do you even know who that is?
Yes. In 3 seconds, I will.
No, you don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, isn't he in...
The dad in 8th grade.
No! I was going to say it, Drake. God.
Manchester by the Sea.
Yep, that's right. I do like him in 8th grade. I almost forgot about that movie. I'm glad you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
That movie totally left my mind.
I like him. He plays a good dad.
He is a good dad.
He's just a good, he just looks like a dad. And
Can he be our dad?
Yeah.
Can we go back in time and replace him?
He can be our dad.
Thank you.
I like that guy. You know, I wish I saw his face more often.
I agree. I would like to have his face on my screen more.
Yeah.
He's the dad from Dark Skies.
I know.
What the heck?
I know.
Remember that movie?
Yeah.
What a not so good movie. What an awful movie. That was a movie with Kerry Russell where her kid, is it both kids or did she just have the one kid? I can't remember. I barely remember the movie.
I think there's a boy and a girl.
Okay. Where the boy has some sort of connection with, it's not really a paranormal thing, but there's these aliens essentially, and it's definitely a horror movie. It tries to be creepy. It's not really. But
It's horrible. It's really bad.
It's really bad. But the boy is sort of lured and kind of used by the aliens as they're like playing with his mind and stuff. And then the parents kind of lose their mind too. I just remember Kerry Russell smacking her head on the window when she's looking out the back like patio door.
I kind of want to rewatch that.
No. What? We just said it was horrible, and then you said, I want to rewatch that.
Yeah, it was definitely not good, but sometimes it's fun to rewatch.
Thank you for bringing
up
8th grade again, though. I totally just forgot about that movie. Yeah, he is very good in that movie. Good mention.
He's a good dad.
I feel like it took more. I almost want to say you took more time than me. That's definitely not true. It took me a while to remind myself of these actors, like James Purefoy and good old Scott McNairy, who you didn't even know. You didn't know either of them. There you go. Those for me. I guess maybe we took a slightly different approach to our thing.
Yeah, we definitely did.
I mean, it's pretty similar.
But it's okay.
I tried to find some more people that were a little bit smaller in scale. Let's see, who was my next person? Oh, yeah. Actually, this guy has a bit of a relation with James Purefoy in that they were both in Rome together. So, Ray Stevenson.
So did you just go to Rome's cast
No. No, honestly, I was considering not having him in here because they're both from Rome, which is a great show that you should watch. I think you would really like it, Drake.
I'm good.
Seriously. God, you suck sometimes, man.
That's all
There's
right.
so many drama shows you're missing out on because you're like, oh, my attention span doesn't exist and I don't want to watch it. Oh, my God.
You'll be okay.
Do you disagree with me? That you get bored easily when it comes to a drama series?
Oh, I definitely do. I've always said that.
So can you call yourself a true fan of media, movies, TV?
Yeah, because movies are different than TV. So that's the crazy thing. I didn't know if you knew that.
That's true.
But they're two separate entities.
That's true. Remember our discussion about how rating them is kind of different? I think I like that. Thank you. I like that conversation we had. I just wanted to bring that up to you. Okay. I lost my train of thought here with Ray Stevenson. Oh, yeah, Ray Stevenson. Here we go. That's not even worth mentioning. I'm not even going to bring that up. He's in the Thor movies, but nobody cares.
That's true.
He recently showed up in Vikings, although it was kind of weird. Anyways, he's really good in Rome. I like him quite a bit in that show. And what am I just... Oh, yeah. He was in the Punisher sequel movie / reboot movie. The movie's not very good, but he's a decent Punisher.
Oh, you'll be proud of me.
Movie. Punisher Warzone.
Hold
on, wait. Sorry.
No,
I don't know why I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
I watched the first episode of Punisher, and I fell asleep while I was watching it. About 5 minutes in, I started watching it at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't fall asleep because I was bored. I fell asleep because it was late and I was tired.
Okay. I want Drake to understand something. I don't want him to watch The Punisher from season 1 because guess what happens? He's introduced in Daredevil season 2 where his main plot begins. Listen to me, Drake. I know you say this to me, okay? You say you don't like superhero stuff. I get it. But listen.
I'm not going to watch Daredevil.
Hear me out.
I'm not watching Daredevil. I'm sorry.
So you're not even going to you're not even going to bother hearing me out. Can I give you my...
You can talk, but I'm not going to watch Daredevil.
This is what he does, guys. He talks about how I have a bias, and then he says this dumb stuff about shows. He won't even listen to me talk about it. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, and he won't take 2 seconds to think.
Because I'm not going to watch it, because here's the thing. I don't like superhero stuff.
I understand, but here's why you will like it. Because it's different than other superheroes. He's not... I mean, yeah, he does have an ability in the fact that he uses his sense. He's blind. His eyesight's gone.
I know.
But he's very physical. It's about him exerting all that he can to do the best he can, to be the best he can possibly be. So it's a lot like Batman in that fact, where he's giving his all. And he has that code of honor like Batman, where he's interesting and you see that conflict within him. That's why he's as interesting as Batman. Obviously, Batman's my favorite, but that's why I think you would like Daredevil. Because not only is it a great drama, it has great characters. It has a super great villain with Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin. And he's not like the cliche, kind of obnoxious villain you would ever see. He's fleshed out equally with Matt, who is Daredevil. The two characters are great. They contrast each other in their views for the city of, for New York. The show's gritty. And like I said, interesting characters. The villain is great. The hero is great. And that's all from the first season. And then the second season amps it up. You introduce new characters. Not many, thankfully, because you keep with the core characters that people know. But then you toss in the Punisher. The Punisher is like one of the most... But he ends up becoming so beloved from when he's introduced in the show that they wanted their own show for him. That's how much he was liked in the show. I need you to watch Daredevil. What'd you think of my pitch? Please listen to me. I promised you that you would like it. Please listen to me. Yes, like any drama, it has slow moments, okay? It has those moments. But I promise you, Drake Dino, you would like this.
Thank you.
I threw a lot of passion into that.
I'm glad you did.
And Drake absorbed none of it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Drake.
Anyways, you
Drake's
done
never
talking about
talked
your
that
Roma
passionately
man?
about trying to convince me to watch something. I just did that. And then he's like, okay.
Because you don't listen to me. You don't take my recommendations seriously ever. So.
I do. I watched 13th. I've watched a million things that you've suggested. I feel like our balance, Drake, for who watches stuff that is suggested is a bit off. I feel like
not even
me.
close.
I feel like I've watched a little bit too much.
Do you know
in
how
my
many
favor.
times that
In your
we've
favor.
gone over? I've gone over to your home and we've watched a film that you've recommended. Lots of times. Am I mad about it? No, not at all. Because
You've liked them.
80% of the time I enjoy them. But to say that our balance is skewed is not a factual statement.
I'm thinking more recently in my head here. Okay. Drake, I beg you to listen to me and to think to yourself that it's worth it. That show is worth it. I respect your effort to watch The Punisher. I do. But I'm saying for a narrative standpoint, I feel like it'd be more valuable for you to watch Daredevil Season 1, then 2, and then Punisher. That's what I say. I think you'd have a great time. I think you'd agree with me on the villain, the heroes, everything. Very good.
Thank you.
Like I said, I know you like Batman, and he has a very, very, very similar sort of complex. Is that the word? No.
Next, you're going to be telling me to watch Jessica Jones.
No, you won't like that. I know you won't like that. That's a show I know you won't like.
Correct.
I know you won't like that. That show's very slow. You would not like that at all. Also, she's not as interesting at all as Daredevil. Believe me. The rest of the shows, Drake, I would never recommend for you. The only of them I would ever recommend that you should ever watch is Daredevil and The Punisher. That's it. I wouldn't even bother mentioning it. Even though I like them, I like some of them. I don't like all of them. I do like some of their seasons I don't like. Here's the thing. With Daredevil Season 1, 2, and it has a third season, I like all those a lot, almost equally with each other. And then Punisher 1 and 2, I love both those seasons. Those two, you know those are in my top 10 of my top shows of all time, right? Those two are in there, Punisher and Daredevil. All I'm saying is, trust me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Did you say someone? And then I went?
No, you were talking about Rome guy. Second
Was I?
guy from Rome, yeah. Barry Pepper.
Who's that?
Look him up.
Give me a second.
Barry Pepper.
Yeah, Barry. Oh, the good old Barry. Remember he was in that one movie? I knew you were going to say this. You know, I actually found myself looking at some of my favorite stuff, and I was like, I briefly hovered over Saving Private Ryan. I'm like, Drake's going to do Barry Pepper.
I
knew you were going to do
Pepper.
it. Wow, I'm going to pat
Saving
myself
Private
on the back.
Ryan, True Grit. I loved his character in
Knew you were
True
gonna do
Grit.
that. Oh my god.
Is it wrong? Is
No,
it bad?
I know. I'm just happy with myself that I
True
completely
Grit.
guessed you were going to do that.
Oh, here's a movie I told you to watch. You need to watch Crawl.
Yeah, about the alligator, big alligator.
I don't even like creature movies like that, but this one I really enjoyed
Thank
quite
you,
a
Drake.
bit.
I absorbed your recommendation, and I will utilize that.
No, you won't. I've
How
been
do you
telling
know?
you to watch Crawl forever, just like I've been telling you to watch Philomena. I've been telling you to watch Blue Jasmine,
That's
and
just-
nothing ever changes.
Those just specifically, I don't feel like they're me.
I would never recommend something to you that I did not think that you would genuinely like. I would never just recommend something to recommend it. I recommend things to you that I just like Locke. I recommend things to you.
I want to watch Locke.
that I
have just
think
happened
that
to
you
watch
will
other
like.
things ahead of it. That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. I recommend things that I know that you will like. all 4 of those movies I just mentioned, I know that you would like. Thank you.
If I watch them, will you watch Daredevil and give it a real chance?
I can watch an episode of Daredevil and give it a chance, yes.
You got to give it more than 1. You got to give it 2. I say give it 2 episodes all the way through. Thoughts?
What if I don't like the first one at all?
Here's the thing. If it's really that horrible, I can understand that. But I feel like for a lot of shows, it takes 2, in my opinion. If it's really standing out to you that you're not liking it, I understand that. Then you stop it. That makes sense to me. Because those have occurred for me. I'm like, wow, this is awful, or I have no interest at all. If that comes about, now if you're kind of moderate, I say then you give it a second shot, a second episode. That's what I always call a second shot. That's why shows are different than movies.
Thank you.
But I think you really would. I'm so happy and I'm proud of myself that I guessed that. Why Barry Pepper? Just 'cause?
I really like him.
All right, there we go.
I really liked his character in Saving Private Ryan. I love when he would say his prayer before shooting.
Yeah.
I really liked him in Crawl. I liked him a lot. And then I really like his True Grit character.
Have you seen We Were Soldiers?
No.
It's not the best movie, but he's good in that. He plays a journalist, so it takes place during it's like the first sort of it's about the first American engagement in Vietnam. The movie goes a little overboard in heroicizing. Is that even a word? I'm making it up. Heroicizing. Where they make everybody
romanticize?
That's probably better. Well, it's better said. They sort of romanticize the sort of action of brutally butchering a bunch of people that are running at you, which I can understand. That's kind of in the movie you're supposed to root for the main characters, but I feel like if it was portrayed a little bit differently, it might be more interesting. Anyways, he plays a battlefield reporter who wasn't even really expecting to be in a battlefield. He was just looking to get an interview with Mel Gibson's character, and then he kind of has his own little story arc in that movie. I think you would like him in the movie.
I love Barry Pepper.
I know. Good stuff. Okay. My next person is the person I was referring to who's he's having a little surge coming up.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright. You know it. You'll know it.
Oh,
come on.
Is that the...
Come on.
No.
Nope. Come on. Pull him up. Pull him up, Drake. You can do it. Come on.
How do you spell his last name?
W-R-I.
Excuse me?
G-H-T. I was just giving you the beginning. I didn't pause from a mental shutdown.
I don't see him.
How are you spelling Jeffrey?
Wrong?
G? Huh?
G?
Give me a second. Jeffrey. Man.
Oh, yeah, you love this guy. You really like this guy.
He's super cool. He's super interesting, too.
He's nothing special to me.
Yes! What have you seen him in, Drake? Give me your spiel, boy.
Game Night, Hunger Games.
Game Night?
Extremely Loud and Incredibly
him
Close.
From Game Night.
Source Code, Quantum of Solace, Casino Royale.
Okay. He plays that CIA guy in those ones.
The episodes of Westworld that I watched, which was like 3
he's
of
so
them,
good in
4 of
Westworld.
them.
He's so good in that. And he's
not bad, but he's just okay. He's not.
He's so good.
Nothing memorable.
Mostly, it's my reference to Westworld, him in Westworld, but also he's really good in the other stuff. So he's going to be in the Batman, obviously, but I like that he's playing Commissioner Gordon, or not, he's not Commissioner yet in that movie. They said he's not Commissioner yet, but James Gordon, which I'm totally down with. I like the idea. I feel like he could play the ruggedness and seriousness and maybe a little bit of the sarcasm that Jim Gordon has. Thoughts?
I'm so glad.
Okay.
He's just nothing. I mean, he's not bad.
You almost said nothing special. How dare you?
Yeah, nothing special to me personally.
What do you got?
Gabriel Byrne.
Oh,
I love.
Don't say anymore. Gabriel.
I'm surprised you don't know this one.
Gabriel. I know. Give me a second. Don't be mean to me. Gabriel. Oh, duh! The guy from Usual Suspects, the movie, it's not very good, but I mean, he's pretty good. He's good in Vikings in the first season of Vikings.
Hereditary.
Dude. Hereditary, the dad.
Yeah.
But dude, he's really good in the first season of Vikings.
I like him a lot.
He's the only thing I like from Usual Suspects.
I really like his face.
He's in a lot of good stuff.
Good guy.
I like his face too.
I miss him.
Remember him in Hereditary?
Yes, he was awesome in Hereditary.
I know, but what happens with him?
Yeah, I remember.
Gets
when he lights on fire.
What? Spoilers.
If people haven't watched it by now, I think we're okay.
Warning. Drake spoiled it for you. So sorry.
I have two more, but these two are ones
Wait,
that
it's my turn.
I know. You can go.
Give me your little spiel here first.
I was just gonna say that these two are people that are like the biggest names out of my list yet. They're just people that I wish I saw more often because I truly like them a lot. I see them enough, but I could see them more. I could use more doses of them in my life. But anyways, you continue. Go for it.
I can?
Yeah, I'll
give
give
me
you permission.
Oh, okay. So my last person is... Here we go. Travis Fimmel.
I don't think I've ever heard that name in my life.
You should recognize him.
How do you spell his last name?
Fimmel, like Kimmel. Dude.
I don't recognize him really.
He's in Vikings. He plays Ragnar.
Yeah, he looks like he would be in Vikings.
He was easily obviously the best part. That movie's actually all right. I was very surprised by it. I didn't have any. I had very, 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 very low expectations.
I've never watched something with him in it before.
Okay. He's really good in those two things. That's all I've seen him in, unfortunately. He's an Australian actor. I don't know. He's a cool persona.
Well, he's in 9
I also think he
so.
looks cool, which is not something I would normally ever think of.
He's got nice hair. I would like his hair.
Dude, look at how blue his eyes are, too. He's perfect for a Viking.
He should play a Nazi.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
The blonde hair and blue eyes? What do you mean?
Thanks, Drake.
You're welcome.
He's really good in Vikings. He's very good in Vikings. He plays Ragnar Lothbrok. Also one of my favorite shows. You'll never watch that, though. I wouldn't recommend that one for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Warcraft. That movie, now you're making me think of that movie. Very surprising. It has some pretty bad parts. It has one of my least favorite actors in it. Well, I think he's probably the only one I can never really think of. When I think of who's an actor I don't like, I think of this guy, Ben Foster.
Why do you not like him?
I just don't like him. He's horrible, especially in that movie.
He's good in Hell or High Water.
I don't.
And he's good in Lone Survivor.
No, I don't much care for him in Lone Survivor.
I love Lone Survivor. I like it a lot. I don't know why, but I really like it.
It's okay. I really don't like him. I can't. The only thing I do like him in is Hell or High Water. I'm glad you also took a chance to rewatch that movie, because I remember, I think you said you didn't like it when you had first viewed it.
Yeah.
But sometimes we get those moments. Drake,
Did you ever watch Hostiles?
Headspace.
This one?
No, but it's on my list. But I know it's going to be boring. That's my only thing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be boring.
It's definitely going to be boring. I know it will be. I know it's going to be a lot of sitting.
We can try and watch it together.
Yeah, I just have interest because of the historical context and the cast.
I like that. I don't love Westerns, but if it's a Western involving relations between Native Americans and then I'm a lot more interested. If it's just like a Western, like, I'm going to shoot you when you come in the pub. The pub? Yeah. Then I'm like, okay. But the Native American side of things, I'm a lot more interested in.
That movie is got to be boring. I just have a feeling.
It's going to be one of those movies where the trailer makes it look way more entertaining than it is. You can tell.
I just know. We always can just
give
tell
it a try.
Sometimes.
I'll give it a try with you.
We'll give it a try?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Drake. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm glad you say that, because that movie's always just kind of been sitting there for me, and I just haven't watched it.
And I like Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Actually, that sounded like him a little bit. Give me your Christian Bale
Let me be clear. That's Obama. Yeah. That sounded just like a...
I don't think so.
Let me be clear.
Is that... Give me more. Give me more of your Obama.
He takes a lot of time to talk.
I disagree.
Let me be clear. Yeah.
Let me be clear is a little better.
Woo!
The rest of it's not good. Wait, give me another one.
I'm Peter. Peter Griffin. Hey, Peter. That's Joe.
That does sound like him.
Hey, Peter.
Isn't it the guy who's just tossed into a bunch of comedies?
Every voice,
everything.
He's Kronk in Emperor's New Clothes. Hey. Anyways,
no. Wait. What?
Peter. The last two on my list.
Wait, no. Give me one more impression before we part ways from that.
Giggity. All right.
No,
everyone's easy to.
Not Family Guy.
What is an impression that I've done?
Do your Owen Wilson. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Remember we've talked about this.
Okay,
We're trying to make it the best we can. Wow.
Wait, I gotta warm it up. Wow. You talk to them while I'm warming it up.
Make sure you finish up the end of the wow, okay? He's practicing over there.
Okay, I think I got it.
Let's hear it.
Wow.
I think you gotta pronounce the O a little bit more.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right there.
He kind of like whispers it.
There you go.
Anyways, last two on my list. As I prefaced, they're definitely bigger names. They're definitely in more stuff, but they're people that I would like to see even more.
By the way, my list ends there.
These two people, Olivia Colman, we love her.
Of course, but she won an Oscar, so
yeah. So
she'll be in the last.
Tyrannosaur, love that movie.
By the way, she's very, 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 very good in The Crown season 3.
Last but not least,
super good in that.
Edward Norton, baby.
Huh?
I love Edward.
That's your choice? He's one of the biggest actors ever, and that's your choice?
He's one of the biggest actors ever.
Norton. That is your choice?
Did you hear the word that just came out of your mouth?
That doesn't make any sense to be in your list.
He's one of the biggest actors ever, says Riley.
That makes sense.
You think he's one of the biggest actors
He's in a lot
ever?
Drake, think about it. What movies is he in?
Ever.
He's been in recent stuff too. What are you talking about? I disagree.
Primal Fear, American History, one of the biggest ever. What has he been in recently?
Pretty well renowned.
Let's see. Motherless Brooklyn, which looks horrible, which we're not going to see.
He was a leading role in that, yep.
Isle of Dogs from 2 years ago.
One of the main dogs.
Then 2 years before that, Sausage Party.
Birdman.
2 years before that. So he's in a movie like that we see every 2 years. That's not that often. And you know what he's in? An upcoming one.
Oh, so you want someone that has
one
5 upcoming is what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is, you know what? I'd like to see this guy more often than once every 2 years.
That's a bit of a reach.
I think that's very reasonable.
I agree with you others. I may have debated with you in the beginning, but I disagree with this one. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Every 2 years,
and still is.
Every 2 years. Once every 2 years, he pops up in something that we watch.
But then it won't be good for him. It'd constantly be too much of him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, you know what? I'm glad he picks and chooses the movies he wants to, but I wish that I could see him on the silver screen more often. One of the biggest actors ever.
Yeah, I think he's pretty well renowned, Drake. I think you're confused.
The biggest actors ever.
Okay, I might be stretching a little bit there. But he's definitely heavily renowned, and I disagree with your choice for him.
One of the biggest actors.
All the other ones made sense. This does not.
This does make sense.
No.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to put Bruce Willis. That's my thought. What do you think?
That would be fine. I'd say, okay.
Well, you should disagree with me.
Because here's the thing.
Oh, my God. Wait, do it as Obama.
Let me be clear.
No, not let me say. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Because if you said Bruce Willis, fine. Is he in some stuff? Yeah, but is it reasonable to want to see him more often?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, I would accept any answer for this except
what?
Michael Pena. He's in every movie ever. He's in every film.
Here's the thing. I like him, though.
I don't really like him because he's the same guy in everything. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He plays a lot of dads, and then he plays a lot of military characters.
And then he plays a lot of, he's just kind of like the funny guy.
Yeah.
He's just a funny guy.
I agree with you. He is out there a little bit.
Anyways.
A little bit too much.
Tonight, let me be clear. The Watchmen, it's over.
So he would be on your list if we want to see less of.
Yes. If he was never in something again, I'd say, okay, well.
Man, I want to think who I would never just want to see anymore. Ben, this guy. Bye, Ben. Ben Foster.
No, he's fine.
See ya. No more
Okay,
Ben.
here's the rule. Then if you do that, every movie that they've been in is erased.
But I like Hell or High Water.
Yeah, well. See, when me saying, what's his name?
Oh,
Michael
he's in,
Pena?
he's in three... well, if I could erase
Fine,
his
if
role...
he's erased. Anyways, we're out of time, Riley.
Oh, Drake, we're fine. We can keep going a little bit.
No, we're out of time.
We got in a little bit late, but that's all right.
We have this hour.
The
Oh, yeah. We can keep going.
yeah, we're fine.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. Oh, I thought there was another one you did. Am I wrong?
Probably.
The only one I can do is not worth me mentioning. Is Palpatine. That's all I can do. What do you think of that?
We're okay. What else do you want to talk about? I feel like we've exhausted.
Actors we don't want. Ben Foster.
Wait. We can save this for next week. Here's a whole topic.
No.
Don't exhaust. Don't try to waste time.
No.
Here's our topic for next week.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look what's coming out then really quick. Okay, so... Oh, The Boy 2, the movie nobody ever asked for. Call of the Wild, whatever. Harrison Ford looks quite tuned out. The CG dog, whatever. What else is there? Oh, boy. Not much. Oh, I thought... Oh, my God! You see a trailer for the Wes Anderson movie?
Yeah. Here's my problem.
Seems interesting.
Here's my problem.
What?
I like...
With him?
What? Yes.
Okay.
I like his style, like...
But it's a little too obvious sometimes.
One or two movies. Yeah. But here's the problem.
He likes the wide
I
shot.
feel like I'm watching the same movie.
I get what you're saying.
Like that trailer looked... I felt like I was watching Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching the same movie.
He's a little bit... He's definitely not subtle with his visual style. He's a lot of... This is what it is. It's a lot of wide shots that are highly parallel to each other with a lot of symmetry, and then usually the character's sitting dead center. And everything is lined up perfectly. You know what I mean?
That movie looked exactly like...
And guess what it's going to have? It's going to have his dollhouse shot. You know what I mean? Where he's panning left to right or even moving down.
He loves bright colors.
Like
and
moving between walls and stuff, you know what I mean? Oh, bright colors, yeah.
I mean, and everyone's overly quirky, and I like it, but
everyone's a little bit odd too.
I feel like I feel like I've seen his movie before.
I wish it was a little bit more subtle.
He has one movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's his.
All right, well,
it's just an extension of his movie that already exists.
I agree. All right, well, let's wrap things up there. Drake.
Well, thank you for listening. Again, you're listening to 91.7 The Edge Whitewater, WSUW.
I want to thank you guys for tuning in.
Stay safe and stay warm. And let me be clear.
Oh, God. Okay, bye.